m'a frappé. Pourquoi? Pourquoi les idées que nous défendons provoquent-elles une telle violence? Pourquoi la paix leur est-elle aussi intolérable? Pourquoi ne s'en prennent-ils pas à d'autres organisations et mouvements?
This is the movie Z's adaptation of a speech by Gregorius Lambricus, a left-leaning Greek parliament member involved with the United Democratic Left, or the EDA party, in the early 1960s. Lambricus was a pacifist who advocated against the Vietnam War and urged for an end to the Cold War, alternatively emphasizing international détente and disarmaments. Just 1 month before the events of the movie Z, a pacifist rally took place from Marathon to Athens, where hundreds of Lambricus's comrades were beaten away or rounded up by the police. Lambricus, using his parliamentary immunity, marched alone while carrying a banner calling for peace. Those who deemed this a crime would murder him just 1 month later.
Before we go on, I just want to show you this speech, which I think really exemplifies the authoritarianism aspect of this film.
Ce soir, l'ennemi se réunit dans notre ville. Mais nous ne sommes pas un système en isme. Nous vivons en démocratie. Nous n'interdirons pas cette réunion. Et nous n'interdirons pas non plus à ceux qui pensent le contraire de le manifester.
In this fiery address, Konstantinos Mitsu was a Greek general famous for acts of political repression in the 1960s, denounced and deemed Lambricus's movement an infection, an enemy of the state. Now notice when he speaks of pacifism, Mitsu conflicts it with other ideas that were condemned in a neoliberal post-Civil War Greece, like communism. While Lambricus leaned left in his politics, he was by no means a communist, and is instead a prominent anti-war activist. So why was he portrayed in this light?
Venu de certains pays comme l'Italie, la France et les Scandinaves.
To better understand this phenomenon, it's useful to visualize it through the idea of Halon spheres. Originally developed to model media framing of the Vietnam War in the 1960s, Halon spheres divides political discourse into 3 ranges. In an innermost sphere, called the sphere of consensus, exist the most mainstream ideas where there is widespread agreement. The next largest sphere is a sphere of controversy, where discourse is allowed but is understood by a variety of competing ideologies. Thirdly, the space beyond is a sphere of deviance, where opinions are considered unworthy or even taboo to discuss. What we see here in Z is that all beliefs, such as communism, imperialism, anarchism, pacifism, anything antagonistic to a neoliberal status quo are bundled together with no matter how strongly they're associated and are considered deviant. Through this often undeserved association, authoritarian governments can often shift public opinions against these benign movements.
The movie recounts Lambricus's final speech, advocating for nuclear disarmaments. In face of a vicious government-sponsored nationalist mob, and being hit on the head by an anti-communist protester, Lambricus, then bloody and near to pass out, still took to the podium and delivered the speech I showed in the beginning. As he crosses the street from the hall after the speech, a speeding delivery truck passes him with a man in the open truck bed, striking Lambricus with a club in a fatal blow. But everything just happened too quickly for anyone to realize that that was more than just a traffic accident. It just seemed too coincidental. What happens next is a truly scintillating and encapsulating historically based story. We see a portrayal of a Greek government taking every page out of an authoritarian playbook, an authoritarian society being glorified as a democracy. Scapegoats are the first ones to be blamed, witnesses intimidated. Some will choose to keep their heads down. Those with the courage to choose otherwise, the truth seekers, become conspiracy theorists in a battle against untraceable enemies. Ultimately, we wonder if there's truly any hope left. In a plot that was further beyond anyone had envisioned, we learn that perhaps secrets are not surprises, but merely norms that underlie the world around us.
Vu arriver le triporteur. Attention! Le type à l'arrière était-il debout? A-t-il pu le frapper? Je ne peux pas l'affirmer, ça s'est passé trop vite. Ensuite, il est tombé à genoux. C'était la confusion la plus totale. À genoux? Comment, sa tête n'a pas heurté la chaussée? Absolument pas. Il était à genoux, entouré par les manifestants qui arrivaient de partout. Et la police, elle, restait passive. Quels manifestants? Qui était près de lui? C'est impossible à dire. Nous l'avons dégagé. Et c'est alors qu'il s'est effondré.